Hey, what's up? This is Josh Blocken from BrazilianGringo.com. Last month, I announced my intention to reduce my foreign accent when speaking Portuguese and to gain a local Brazilian accent. So in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the progress that I've made in the last month, the lessons that I've learned, what you can take away from this experience, and how this challenge is going to evolve in the future. So if you haven't already seen the last video I made in Portuguese, you might want to go check that one out. And then I'm also recording this 1 month update in Portuguese so that you can compare the progress between where I was a month ago and where I am now. So you can go check that out as well. So when I first started this challenge, I set out with the intention of just gaining a Brazilian accent. I was really kind of vague, and I just wanted to really improve my pronunciation and get to the point where people would think that I'm Brazilian. They wouldn't know where in Brazil I was from, but they would think that I was Brazilian. And I've been pretty successful in that so far. Normally when I talk to people, they ask me where I'm from, and they're really surprised when I say that I'm American, because my accent's gotten good enough to where people think that I'm Brazilian, maybe not from Belo Horizonte, but they think that I'm from somewhere in Brazil. So what I've decided to do is to focus more on a regional Belo Horizonte accent, and eventually people will stop asking me where I'm from. They'll just assume that I'm from here. So the way that I've been studying is that I have been using this program called the Mimic Method, and what this does is it breaks down the Portuguese language into the individual sounds that make up the language, and I've been training my mouth to make those individual sounds, and that way when I reproduce words, I'm not just trying to speak an entire word. I'm recognizing the individual parts that make up that sound, and it's kind of a slow process to start out with in order to learn individual sounds, but words are just combinations of little sounds. So this is actually a really effective strategy for improving your pronunciation and your accent, because you learn to speak the individual aspects of the language. So I've been working with that, and what this has done is this has also given me a greater awareness of what I'm saying. So when I speak, I am thinking a lot more about the sounds that are coming out of my mouth, and I'm judging those sounds based off what I know they should be. Having this awareness of sounds is also allowing me to pick up on what other people are saying, what Brazilians are saying, and to be able to really pick out the little things that make up the language and be able to replicate that when I speak. So this has been really helpful when trying to learn a local Belo Horizonte accent, because I've been able to hear the things that make Mineiro Portuguese different than, say, Rio or Sao Paulo Portuguese. For the past month, this has been a focus of mine to improve my Portuguese and improve my accent, but it's not like I'm really consumed by this. I'm not spending a couple hours a day doing this. I'm spending maybe a half hour a day with Mimic Method. Sometimes I haven't been doing that, but when I do speak Portuguese, when I'm out talking with people, I have greater awareness. And another thing that's been helpful about this mission is that my friends that have seen my videos and that follow my blog, they are keeping me honest. So they haven't been letting me get away with errors, which has been really nice. I appreciate all of you guys that are correcting my Portuguese. That's been really helpful. So I think if you are trying to improve your Portuguese, if you go public with your intention and enlist the support of your friends, then they can become really valuable assets for you in the growth of your Portuguese. So that's something for you to consider, is by doing a mission like this. There's a few things that I think are interesting to note, though, is that in regards to the performance, like when I speak Portuguese with Brazilians, it's not like a constant performance. I can't always have my best accent. Like, in order for me to speak well, I need to be in a good state of mind. I need to ideally have already, practiced Portuguese, or I've done something already that day where I feel accomplished, where I feel good about myself. My abilities in Portuguese really depend on my mood. So in order for me to speak my best, I have to have a good day. But when I'm not at my best, that's when people realize more readily that I'm not Brazilian, and they realize that I'm a foreigner. And also, too, it depends on the person I'm talking to. Some people, it's easier to speak well to them. Some people I feel more calm and more at ease and I have like a greater rapport with them. And with those people, I am able to speak my best Portuguese. So that's kind of an interesting thing that I've noticed as well. It's kind of hard to explain, but maybe you've experienced this as well, and I'd be interested in hearing about your experience with that. And lastly, just I want to say that although I'm trying to improve my Portuguese and speak really well, I'm not trying to be perfect all the time. That's never going to happen. I'm always going to make some kind of mistake. It takes a lot of energy to be perfect all the time. I'm not trying. I'm trying to do my best. This is more of a journey rather than a destination. I don't ever think I will arrive at this destination of perfectly fluent, unaccented, grammatically perfect, incredible vocabulary of Portuguese every time that I speak. There's always going to be little errors, and I don't think that perfection is something that we can attain. It's nice to move in that direction, but I don't beat myself up when I make mistakes. I learn from them, and I think that anybody who's learning a language should adopt this approach. Don't try to be perfect, just try to do the best that you can and always be improving. So that is about it for this video. I will make another video in a couple of weeks, or if I have some new profound insight to share with you guys about this topic. One more thing, if you are learning Portuguese, if you're a beginner and you want to get daily tips, you can go sign up on my website, BrazilianGringo.com. I've got a sign-in box there that will give you 30 days of Portuguese tips. Every day you'll get a video, like a song, you'll get a word of the day, you'll get a resource that will help you not only learning Portuguese, but in making your journey to Brazil. And it's also will give you a guide for how to use the Semantica Portuguese video series. So if you are interested in learning Portuguese, you can go sign up for that. There's also be a link down below you can click on to do that. Other than that, I hope that you take from this video some inspiration and you go out and learn Portuguese. You go reinforce your efforts and go study some more. And as a reward for having watched this video all the way through, here are some funny pictures of cats. See you next time.